In this part, we are going to talk about strings in Java. Strings are one of the most commonly used data types because almost every program needs to work with the text like names, messages, or user input. Okay, so by the end of this part, you will have a solid understanding of how strings work in Java. So let's get started. So a string in Java is basically a sequence of characters like words or sentences. Okay, unlike primitive data types like int or integers or doubles. Okay, a string is a non-primitive data type because it's actually an object in Java. Okay, so let us take a look at an example of a string. Okay, so for a string we can create a string like this. Okay, so we use the uppercase S, then other characters. So a string, then here we use greeting. Let us name it greeting. Then let us assign it to have hello world, like that. So this is the structure of a string. Okay, so the data type is the first and then the name of the variable, and from there we assign it to a certain value. Okay, to a certain value using double quotes, using these quotes. Okay, these are double quotes, these quotes. Okay, double quotes, not single quotes here like these ones. Okay, not single quotes like those ones. Okay? So these ones are used for single characters. Okay, these ones. Okay, so for strings we use these ones. Okay, so from there, here the greeting is a variable of the type string, and it stores the text hello world. Okay, so there are two common ways to create a string in Java. Okay, so let us take a look at the first one, which is using the string literals. Okay, so here using the string literals, this is how we have done it. Okay, so here we are using string literals. Okay, so let us take a look at another way. Okay, which is by using new keyword. Okay, so for example, because a string is an object, we can use the new keyword. Okay, so we can do it like this: string, then let us give it a name, so a variable called a name. Then here we can use new, then here we can use new string. Then inside here we can pass in certain parameters. Okay, parameters or arguments. Okay, arguments, not parameters. Okay, so here the argument, it takes only one argument, which is the string origin. Okay, takes only one argument, which is a string, in form of a string. Okay, so as you can see here, let me call it alive, not alive, Alice. I want to call it Alice, then like that. Okay, so most of the time we use string literals. Okay, because they are simpler and more efficient. Okay, so strings in Java come with a lot of built-in methods, okay, that make working with text really powerful. Okay, so let's look at some of the most useful ones. Okay, so the first one we have is the length of the string. Okay, we can get the length of the string using the length method. Okay, the length method. So let us take a look at that. So here allow me to use sort. Okay, for simplicity, but as if it is taking a lot of time because my machine is slowing down here. Then we have the name. Okay, so let us use the name variable. Okay, name variable dot, you are going to see a lot of the all the methods, okay, we can use. Okay, so we have chars, we have others, we have a lot. Their main index of is blank, is empty, lines, as you can see, they are main. Okay, but here let us use length. Okay, so this one is going to get us the length of this string. Okay, so like that, length then parenthesis. Okay, length and then parenthesis, like that. So if we save and then we try to output, let us try to compile. Let us try to compile like that. Let us wait for compilation to end. So after compilation, let us try to run using Java main. As you can see, 5. Okay, so the length of this string is 5 characters. Okay, as you can see, A1 2 3 4 5. Okay, so 5 characters. Okay, 5 characters, 1 2 3 4 5. Okay, 5 characters. Okay, so we can also convert to uppercase or lowercase. Okay, using these methods. Okay, so for example, let us try to get name dot to uppercase. Let us convert to uppercase. We use the to, then uppercase to uppercase, like that method, to uppercase method. Okay, so if we save and then we try to compile our program, let us compile and then we try to do. As you can see, all the letters have been turned to uppercase, and for lowercase we can use .2, then lowercase, like that. So if we save and then we compile, the same will be done, okay, that I've told you. Okay, so if we try to compile and then we run, as you can see, all the letters have been turned to lowercase. Okay, we can also concatenate strings, okay, or join strings. Okay, so for example, if we have a name and greeting, we can come here, we can come down here, and we say that string, this is going to be a full name. Then what do we want to do? We want to get, let us get the greeting. No, instead of greeting, let us change this greeting to be name2, name1. So this name1 is going to be let me call it Sharon, like that. Sharon Alice. Then let us come here, and the first name and the full name we are going to try to concatenate to join them. Okay, so we can use it, we can do it like this. Okay, so for concatenation we can use other methods. Okay, but let me show you the most used way, okay, of concatenating strings. Okay, so we can get the name one, okay, the name one, and then we use the plus operator, and then we add some space, okay, between these names. Okay, and then we add another plus, okay, because we are adding another string. Okay, and then name, okay, name, like that, name one. So this one, if we try to output the full name like that, and then we save, and then we come down here, and then we try to compile in the terminal. Okay, then we try to run, you're going to see that we get Sharon Alice, okay, Sharon Alice, okay, which is the full name. Okay, so let us take a look at how we can find characters. Okay, so we can find characters using the index or using the character art. Okay, using the index of or the character art methods. Okay, so for instance, let us try to get the full name dot character art, but full name, let us just use the name. Okay, name dot want to get the character, want to get that character. Okay, character, which is char art. Okay, it is there, char art, then it takes in the index or the position. Okay, so index, you need to know that in computer we start counting from 0. Okay, from 0 when we are working with indexes. Okay, as you know, for indices we start counting from 0. Okay, so index art, so these characters are in position, are in a certain position in this string. Okay, so for name, A is in position 0, okay, and the L is in position 1, like that. Okay, I is in position 2, like that. Okay, so if we want to get A, the character at index 0, let us try to output that one. So if we go in the terminal, and then we try to compile, and then from after compiling, let us try to run. As you can see, we get A because it is the one that is the one that is in this position, which is 0. Okay, so let us try to get 3, which means we are going to get the one in the 4th position. So if we try to compile, and this is, I think it is C, yeah, it is C. So if we try to run, as you can see, we get C out. Okay, so that is it about finding the string. Also, before I go, we can also use the index art. Okay, so we can also get like the position. Okay, we can also get like the position, okay, of that letter, okay, of that letter in that string. Okay, for example, if we get the name dot, we can use the index of we are getting the index of a certain character. Okay, so the character that we want to get, but this one, this character, we get it we pass it in form of a string. As you can see, this one accepts a string. Okay, so we pass it in the form of a string. Okay, so we shall take a look at parameters and arguments, okay, later, if you don't know about them. Okay, so here we need to pass in using let us find the index of A, like that. So if we save, and then we try to compile, let us try to compile, and then we try to run. as you can see, we get 0. Okay, so A is at index 0. Okay, so let us take a look at how we can extract part of a string. Okay, so for example, let us go back here and let us try to get the text dot. Here we can use the substring method. Okay, substring method. So for example, let us use dot, then here we use substring. Where is it? Why is it not coming? So substring, then we need to put the beginning index. Okay, so we want to begin from, let us begin from 0 and end to 3. Okay, like that. Okay, so which is the end index. So if we try to save and then we try to compile, after compiling, let us wait and then we run. As you can see, we get early. Okay, we get early, so we end to 3. Okay, so 3 is not inclusive. Okay, it is not inclusive. C is not inclusive, which is at position 3. It is not inclusive. So we start from 0, which is A. Here we start from A, we go to 1, which is L, and then we end to 2. Okay, to 2. So 2 will be inclusive. Okay, and then 3 won't be inclusive. Okay, so one important thing to know is that strings in Java are immutable. This means once you create a string, you cannot change it. Okay, so for example, let me show you something here. Let us delete all of this one. So let me show you something here. So let us create a string, and let me call this one just S for simplicity, and this one let me just call it Java, like that. Okay, let me just call it Java starting with uppercase, like that. So here let us try to do something like this. Okay, so let us try to use there is a method called concat. Okay, concat. Okay, this one, concat. Okay, concat. So we want to concat this one with another string. Okay, so we want to add this string, okay, to the previous string, which is Java. Okay, production Java programming, let us name it programming, Java programming, let us give it programming, like that. Okay, so this will still print Java, okay, not Java programming. Okay, so if we try to output the string, okay, if we try to output S, okay, so let me use salt then S. Okay, so if we save and then we try to compile, so let us wait and then we try to run. As you can see, Java, here we are getting Java only. Okay, not this one. Okay, not Java programming. Okay, because strings are immutable. Okay, so once we create a string, we cannot change it. Okay, so if you want to modify a string, okay, you need to assign it to a new variable. Okay, so let me show you here. So here we have S, then here let us create S2. So for S2 here, let us get S2, then here, so here we need to create another variable. So another variable is going to be a string variable, then here S2, then let us take it to be equals to that. Okay, so if we try to output S2 here and then we save, we're going to see that we are going to get Java programming. Okay, so if we try to compile, let us wait and then we run. As you can see, we get Java programming. Okay, like that. So if we add an extra space here, compile, and then we run, as you can see, we get Java space programming. Okay, so when comparing strings, you should be careful. Okay, so there is a need when you want to compare strings. Okay, you need to be careful with that. Okay, so if you use this method, if you have ever programmed in another programming language like Python, you might think that if you try to use equals, it will check for whether those variables are equals. Right? For example, let me show you something here. So if we have another string, so we have two strings here, so those are the strings that we are going to work with. Okay, so let me try to output using salt, but my machine is slowing down, salt, and then I will try to use, let us compare S with, is it equals to S, S2, like that. And also let us try to get S2 is S equals to what? Is it equals to S s2 like that, again like that. Okay, so here as you can see, if you try to separate, if you don't separate, we are going to do that. So if we do that and then we come down here, we also use this one. I want to show you all the outputs that we are going to get. Sort, and then we use s. We want to say s dot. There is a method called equals. Okay, equals here. It is called equals. Why equals? Is it equals? Let us check. Is it equals to s2? Okay, s2 like that. Okay, so let me explain this one. Okay, so if you use equals, it is going to check if two strings objects, okay, if two string objects, okay, point to the same memory location. Okay, if you use equals, these ones, okay, equals signs, okay, double equal signs, okay, it is just going to check if two strings objects, okay, point to the same memory location. Okay, so to check actual content, we use the dot equals, okay, method. We use the equals method. Okay, so let me show you the output. So if we have this one and then we try to compile, let us compile, and then we try to run. As you can see, we get all false. This is because it is not like how you think that this s and s2, they are not equal. Okay, they are not equals. Okay, they might be equals, but because here in the first case when and in the second case when we are using equals, okay, it is just checking for the memory locations. Okay, if these two strings are in the same memory locations. Okay, so if we try to change this one to s, okay, like this. So here, as you can see, if we try to check for s equals to s, if I try to compile, some of you are going to think that these things are the same. As you can see, we get true. Okay, so let us change this one to be the same as the other one. Okay, let us change this one to be the same. Let us remove this one, and then we use Java here. We have Java, so they are the same. Okay, they are the same, they all contain the same characters. Okay, so if we try to compare, let us come here, down here, and then we compare s2. Okay, s2, are they equals? Okay, and then we save. Okay, so if we save and then we compile, this is where you are going to get to know the truth. So here we have forgot this exclamation, this quote, this semicolon. Oh, my cursor is disturbing me. It's disturbing me, guys. Okay, so let me add it there, and then I try to compile. So when I try to compile, no, let me compile again. Okay, so let me wait a little bit. Expected error. Okay, so okay, let me see. So Java, we have s2, string s2 equals to Java. Then here we have another one, s2 blah 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 blah. So as if I forgot to save, let me save, let me compile again, let me wait. Okay, so let me run. As you can see here, we get true. Okay, as you can see, we get true. So here, as you can see here, we are going to get all true. Okay, so because here we are getting all true. Okay, because here they are the same. Here, as you can see here, same memory pool. Okay, so here they are doing this because they're in the same memory pool. Okay, but here let us try to change even this one. It is the same as that one, and here it is because they are the same text. Okay, so this one checks for the contents. Okay, checks for the contents. Okay, but let us try to put this one, use the other way. Okay, of creating a string. Okay, let us move this one. No, instead of this one, let us use new string like that. Then inside here, let us add our string, which is Java, like that. Okay, so they are the same content. Okay, so if we try to save, then we come here in the terminal, and then we try to compile. Okay, so this is where you are going to see all the truth. So as you can see here, we get false, true. Okay, so here we are getting true because they are the same, they contain the same content. okay, the same content, they contain the same content, okay. But here right here, here they are different objects, okay. So right here they are different objects, okay. Here it is checking for their different objects here, okay. And then here they are in the same memory pool, okay. So here they are also different objects. I told you that this one, it is the same as this one, okay. It is the same as this upper one, okay. So here, as you can see, they are different, okay. So here they are in different memory locations. They are in their different objects, guys. Sorry for confusing you, okay. So this one is going to check if we are using equals, okay. It is going to check, okay. It is going to check for it is going to bring false, okay, because they are different objects, okay. So this object is different from this one. It is different from this one, okay. They are different, okay. So but what we had previously when we had this one, when we had this Java, we are going to get true if we try to compile. No, let us try to compile. Let us wait a little bit, and then we try to run. As you can see, we are going to get true because in these cases here they are let me delete this one. So when I delete this one, it is going to get us true, okay, because they are going to be in the same memory pool, okay. So let us change this one to be Alik like that. So if we do that, and then we try to compile, let us try to compile. Let's try to compile, and then we run. As you can see, we get false, okay, because they are not in the same memory pool, okay. They are not in the same memory pool, okay. You will get to know this one later when we start going into memory allocations, okay, or memory, okay, or memory allocations, okay. They are in memory, okay. In memory, in working with the memory, okay. So you shall see that later, okay. So we can also use special characters in strings, okay, and you can use them, okay, in strings. So let me show you here. So here, what we are going to do, let us use system, or let us use sort. Then let us wait. My computer is freezing. I want to use sort, but it is freezing, okay. So before that, let me just use system.out.println. Then here we can use she said that we can add this one, new line. Say that we love you, okay, like that. So if we add a semicolon here and we try to output, so we know this one is going to add a new line, okay. This one is going to add a new line, okay. It's going to put the cursor to the next line, okay, and whatever comes after this one is going to be put onto the next line. So let us try to compile, okay, and if we try to compile, we get this output, okay. So here we are having this space because we put it here, okay. It is right here, okay. So there's also another one which is tab, okay. This one is for new line, okay. We have another one which is tab, okay, T, okay, tab, okay, and this one is just going to add a tab. So if we save and then we try to compile, then wait for some few seconds, and then we try to run. As you can see, we have added a tab, okay. We have added a tab. So if I try to do this one and then I add a tab in the terminal, as you can see, for this one it is not working, but this one is a tab, okay, right here, okay. It is a tab, it is a big space, okay, and in most cases it is like 4 spaces, okay, 4 spaces there, okay. So there's also another one which is called escape sequence, okay, escape sequence. For example, if we would like to add some quotes here, like she said that, then we add quotes here, we love you, like that. like that. So here you should notice that if I add another quote, it's going to generate an error. Okay, and in order to use this one, we are going to use what we call the escape sequence. So we are going to put that backslash there, and then inside here we put it there like this, like that. Okay, so you should note that we put it before this quotation, before this quotation, and then we put it in before this quotation again, as you can see. Okay, as you can see, before this quotation again. Okay, so we put it before these quotations, okay, inside this main quotation, okay, which symbolizes that it is a string. Okay, it's going to output a string. So if we go in the terminal and then we try to compile, let us wait, and then we try to output. As you can see, we get this one. She said that I love you. Okay, we get that one. Okay, so that is it about strings. Try to work with them. They are better and they are helpful because you are going to be using them throughout throughout Java. Okay, Java programming and even all other programming languages.